Father Bill, Deacon Tom, members of the Sacred Heart community, thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak a little bit about stewardship in front of you all this afternoon. As I was introduced, my name's Joe Buckley, for those of you who don't know me. And the purpose of my speech is to inspire more of us to get involved here at Sacred Heart. And to share with you what stewardship has meant to me through my journey and what has landed me here at Sacred Heart. Stewardship. What does that word mean? Stewardship. It's a big word. What does it really mean? It means gratefully receiving God's gifts, using your time, your talent, and your treasure to build the kingdom of God, especially here within the Sacred Heart community. The 3 T's: time, talent, and treasure. How did I land here at Sacred Heart community? Well, let me tell you a little bit about my journey and how I got here and what that meant to me. I was born in Brighton, Mass, to Paul and Madeline Buckley. I was one of 7 children. I was born 55 years ago, if you can believe that. It was a long time ago, right? And obviously, my parents are the ones that planted the seed of stewardship. We were members of the St. Gabriel's Parish community. I was baptized in 1963, received my first Holy Communion in 1970, and became an altar boy right away. I could feel that connection of serving one another. We used to go to Saturday evening Mass, 7 o'clock, me and my 3 older brothers, altar boys. And through that journey, not only did I was an altar boy, I was a lector, as I still am today. I enjoy proclaiming the word of the Lord. I was an usher. I was a Eucharistic minister. I was a CYO basketball coach. I was a jack of all trades at St. Gabriel's community. And it meant a lot. It meant a lot right here. St. Gabriel's closed its doors in June of 2006. I was crushed. It was the place that I knew I called home. It was the place that I had received all my sacraments, where I buried my mother from, where I had my oldest son baptized, where I got married. It was everything to me. And St. Gabriel's closed. I moved to Hopedale in 2001 after I got married. So for 5 years, I was going back and forth to Brighton on Saturdays and Sundays because I felt it was that important in my life. Shame on me that I didn't know that this place existed, or that they didn't know that I existed, right? So I needed to find a new place to worship. And for a while, I was mad at the church. They closed. Part of me was angry. Part of me was sad. But I also knew that had new opportunities were in front of me. It was Labor Day weekend, 2010. I walked through those back doors, well, not those ones, the new back doors, right? And I sat in that back pew. I didn't know what to expect. I was with Aaron in Brighton. My wife was working on Sundays at that time. She wasn't able to join us. So I got all this written down, but you know what? I don't even need that right now, okay? She wasn't able to join us, and it didn't take long before we felt welcomed, before we worked our way up the aisle and became active members of this parish community. Why? Because it's important. It's a priority in our household. We make it a priority to be here, to serve, to make this the place that Father Bill, that Jesus wants it to be. Last couple of months, I've lost a lot of people that have meant a lot to me. A really good childhood friend. And then this past couple of weeks, we lost a close neighbor. Young people in the prime of their life that aren't here anymore. And 2 weeks ago, I came to church, and I sat back towards the back of the church. And I was looking around. I said, I cannot believe the amount of people that I know in this church and the support that I felt. And it's just, it makes you feel like family here at Sacred Heart. Family has your back, okay? And to go through what I was going through, it was just so comforting to know that this place has your back. And I honestly believe it's because of what I have given and what I just felt that connection. And it's because of the way that I serve the church, and it's here for me. And there are over 41 active ministries here to get involved in. Look up and down the aisles, the windows of the church. The ones that are in bold, they need the most support. We need altar service. There's a rite of reconciliation. The next thing will be First Holy Communion. After you receive your First Holy Communion, boys and girls that are out there, you can sit right here, right in the front row. If we were at a sporting event and you guys were going to the Red Sox tonight, where would you want to sit? In the front row, right? Come on up, sit in the front row. The gift of forgiveness is right there in front of us. It's given to us every week by Father. I mean, how can we not love Father Bill for what he does for this community and for just being here for us all the time? I've canted here at Sacred Heart. Not as good as Caroline, but I have. I've lected, I've greeted, I've ushered, I've taught faith formation. I will teach faith formation. Now, commit to giving my treasure. I'm not perfect. I'm still working on that. I got bills to pay. I got a household to run. But I got to make it a priority. It's a key word, priority. Do my kids play sports? They sure do. But guess what? It's still a priority in our household to come to church, to give time, to give talent, to give treasure. Every single one of us out there has a hidden talent, our hidden treasure. I ask you, it's commitment weekend next weekend. What can you do? What can you do? Can you give an extra $5 or $10 a week? Can you spend a little bit more time in prayer, in meditation? I'm going to continue to serve and be an active member of Sacred Heart Community. Will you join me? Commitment weekend is next weekend. Please fill out those cards, place them in the baskets provided, and let's make this the place that Jesus wants it to be. Thank you for your time, and look forward to those cards when they get here. Thank you.